Greetings everyone. We are from Group MBK. We'll be presenting about Majlis Bandaraya Kuantan. So, our group consists of 4 members, including myself, HAIYAN bin HAIMIDON, CA23084 as a project manager, and our programmer, Nur Hanis Aina binti HUSSIN, CB23045, our system designer, NOORA Hanim binti AZMI, CB23040, and lastly, our system analyst, NOORA HAIDAH binti AZMI, CB23095. We will begin our presentation with introduction of MBK case study.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Noora Hanimati Azmi as System Designer in this project. Now, I would like to introduce what is Majlis Bandaraya Kuantan, as known as MBK. MBK was declared on 21st February 2021 by Sultan Abdullah Al-Hajj. It was first implemented on 1st August 1913 along with the foundation of the Kuantan Sanitary Board. Next, MBK mission is to realize the sustainable and livable economic, social and environmental development agenda. Next, MBK vision is Kuantan sustainable, resilient, inclusive and smart city. MBK create an official online service portal which can be accessed on the link below as an information website to share any announcement, news, services, information that provided by them.
Next, we are going to look into the MBK's official portal main interface.
Now, you can see the main interface of Majlis Bandaraya Kuantan online portal. In this portal, you can see the variety of online services provided, the news, announcement, MBK's achievement, and others. So, users can easily use this portal to access all these kind of things.
Now, we are going to get to know more about MBK's official portal, which is their objective, services, and software engineering involvement.
So hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurhanisana binti Hussein. My metro number is CB23045. So here is the goals and objective of the MPK official portal. So the goals and objective is MPK's official portal intended to simplify Kuantan community to file complaints related to lack of public facilities, abuse of power in office, quality of service and failure of following procedure. MBK's official portal also specify their hotline call center where customer can make a direct call to inform them of complaint. So here, at the right side, you can see the screenshot of the portal. So they provide a fax number and hotline number lah. So everyone can contact them through the number, and also, user can also send them a message through the email. So this is service that MPK's official portal provide. They have 7 service. The first one is iClean. iClean is to check MP assessment test and compound. The second one is Advanced SPA is for online complaint application. Okay, what type of complaint? For example, you can complain anything or everything about the MPK service itself. The third one is MPK Online. MPK Online is basically the website that provide info about step to verify and pay customer liability. And that is the URL for MPK Online. The fourth one is Gerai Kosong. Gerai Kosong is a vacant booth application form. This is limited for booth that take care of under MPK, such as Pasar Malam or any event that you need to have a MPK license first to apply it. And the fifth one is Jawatan Kosong. Jawatan Kosong is for employment opportunities. So basically, they will provide a news if they want a new employment at their MPK's office. Sixth one is My Data SSM. My Data SSM is to search about companies and business incorporate and register in Malaysia, such as restaurant, mini marts and other marts that have a MBK's license. And the last one is Muat Turun Borang. Muat Turun Borang is application form for department or section. So there is for borang-borang berkaitan jabatan, they have 2, Jabatan Perancangan Pembangunan dan Jabatan Perisian Harta. For borang-borang berkaitan bahagian, they have 3 parts, which is the one is bahagian bangunan, the second one is bahagian pelesenan, the third one is bahagian penjaja. And the last one is borang-borang berkaitan section. They have only one section, which is section pusat setempat. Okay, that's all for the service. So next is expectation of the involvement of software engineering about MPK's official portal. The first one is user experience. This portal has user-friendly interface. This is to help user navigate through the portal and understand various service and information provided, such as MPK's portal need to state clearly what the function of each button that have in the website. The second one is functionality. Functionality can be accessed without any authentication error. So here, the main role is software design, development, testing, and its maintenance to meet all the requirement and expected functionalities. Last one is security measurement. Security measurement is implement good and strong security measures to protect user confidential information, especially during transaction process and personal data submission.
Now, we will explain about functional and non-functional requirements that existed in the MBK official portal. So, based on the interface displayed on the MBK's online portal, one functional requirement that identified is that the web page display shall consist of images that contain information about the service that provided to customer. There are also icons to help customer understand what kind of services that are provided in the web page. Then, for the non-functional requirement, based on the picture that given, the system should be able to load the website in an ideal load time, basically under 3 seconds. Loading time also can be affected by several factors like internet connection or server performance.
Majlis Bandaraya Kuantan website also provide check and pay compound service. So the functional requirement for check and pay compound service part is users shall be able to log in using their registered credential, such as password and my card details. For the non-functional requirement is website shall be available to all candidates during normal hour, and the downtime within normal working hour shall not exceed 5 seconds in any one day.
The functional requirement that related to the MBK website is the system shall provide online payment for the assessment tax, vehicle compound payment, supplier payment, and tender or quotation payment. Users can easily making a payment via FPS rather than having a queue at MBK's office. Next, the non-functional requirement that related to the functional requirement is the security. The system shall be secure by providing CAPTCHA before doing the online payment transaction. This is important because the users can secure their personal and financial information before doing the transaction. Assalamualaikum. My name is NOORA BINTI AZMI as System Analyst for this project. So I would like to present about the functional and non-functional requirement for the Majlis Bandaraya Kuantan website. The functional requirement for the Majlis Bandaraya Kuantan is about the e-Aduan Siswa. E-Aduan Siswa shall allow the user to submit and track their complaints, inquiries, or suggestions regarding their services and project of the Kuantan City Council. The figure below is show the complaints application form. Other than that, the user shall obtain their ticket ID to see the progress of the complaint. Next, non-functional requirement. It is about to ensuring the authenticity and correctness of user data and complaints. To file a complaint, user must agree to the terms and conditions because the user shall supply their IC number, phone number, and email address. The figure below is about the terms and conditions before they submit their complaints.
Next, we are going to look into the architectural pattern for MBK's official portal. Based on the case study, the most suitable system architectural pattern that we choose for the MBK's official portal is generic layered architectural pattern. In this generic layered architectural pattern, there are 4 layers. There is user interface, configuration service, application service, and utility service. For user interface, this layer is where the users interact with the interface that is published version of the HTML, JavaScript, and CSS that are compiled together to create the website. Next, for the configuration service, this is the key role of this layer to handle user inputs when they interact with the interface of the system portal. It processes and manages data from the users and arrange interaction between distinct functions in the system. Next, for the application service, it contains services that are provided by MBK's online portal, such as vacant boost application, employment application, and department application. Next, lastly, we have utility service. This layer includes the infrastructure that provide supporting functionalities that include security, logging, monitoring, application storage, and iteration with other systems and services. There are also frameworks, tools, and libraries that are used inside the system. Next, we are going to look into the possible risks and strategies prepared to overcome the situation. As a project manager, there are 2 possible risks that can be identified from the MBK's online portal. One of the possible risks is people risk. As a project manager, it is nearly impossible for me to create a team with only people who possess the skills that I require to make a website. There is also a possibility that the key staff of the MBK's development team feel sick, under the weather, and unavailable at the critical times. The probability of this risk to happen is moderate because it seriously affects the project development process. So, to overcome this situation from happening, the strategies that I prepare to overcome the situation is I will reorganize the team so that there are more overlap of work and people therefore understand each other's job and tasks. Next, I will encouraging a knowledge sharing session between MBK staff and team members to build a great teamwork and exchange knowledge between them. Next, The possible risk is the organizational risk that might happen during the development process. For example, if the MBK's council decided to restructure the organization, there will be a different management responsible for the MBK's official portal development project. So the probability of this risk to happen is considered high because it will seriously can affect the development progress. This is because the new and the different management don't have the experience and knowledge about the MBK's official portal development project. So to prevent this risk from happening in the future, the strategies that are prepared to overcome this situation is preparing a brief document with clear and defined project goals for senior management to show that the current development progress is making a very important contribution to the MBK's official objective. Next, we will engage with the stakeholders regularly by keeping in track about the project development with them. For example, regularly communicate with the stakeholders by holding a meeting to discuss the project progress or changes that have been made or many other potential constraints to the stakeholders. With this strategy prepared, MBK's organization can ensure smoother project development progress and acquire a satisfying result.
So here is the possible risk and strategy prepared for technology risk. Technology risk. Because of the system database inability to handle the anticipated volume of transaction per second. The risk will have a particularly negative impact on business. For example, when the system receives too many requests at once, it will lag while processing the information. So, the strategy to prevent this technology risk is we have to consider the general principle of risk management and technology solution. Second one is upgrading the database to a higher performance aligned with the risk mitigation approach of addressing the root cause of the potential problem. So the second risk as a programmer is requirement change. Because of the unexpected modification or addition to the project requirement that were not initially identified during the planning phase. So the effect of the requirement change can lead to project delays, increase in development costs, and potential conflict with user and does not fully meet user expectation of Kuantan City Council objective. So the strategy for this requirement change is we need to investing time and effort in through requirement gathering at the beginning of the project, engage with the Kuantan City Council to clearly understand their needs and expectation. The second one is regularly review and adjust the project plan based on evolving requirements.
Design risk is the possibility that the system design will not meet the expectation or needs of the stakeholders. So, the probability is moderate if the team is not up to date with the current industry standards or lack awareness of suitable technologies. The effect could be decreased in overall quality of the system. So, to overcome this problem, this risk, the system designer will use various techniques and tools for system design and modeling by applying design principles and best principles. Other than that is people risk. People risk is referred to challenges and issues that may arise from the human factors involved in the system design process. The probability of misunderstanding between the system designer and programmer is moderate. The effect of misunderstanding shall lead to work delays that will impact the project timelines and delivery. So, to overcome this risk, the system designer and programmer could communicate more frequently and clearly by having a regular meetings. Not only that, the system designer will use various techniques and tools for the stakeholders analysis and management, such as stakeholder identification, to understand and address the needs, interests, and concerns of the Majlis Bandaraya Kuantan. In my role, it is challenging to elucidate, analyze, validate, and manage the system requirement accurately and effectively. The effect of this risk is significant as unclear or conflicting expectation about the system requirement. But there are two strategies to overcome. First is use various techniques and tools for requirement elicitation and analysis. This method aims to understand and document the MBK system requirement clearly and comprehensively, reducing the misunderstanding of the inconsistencies. After that, establishing a clear and agreed requirement specification that specifies the functional and non-functional requirement of the MBK system. The system analyst can prepare these strategies so they can reduce the requirement error and inconsistencies and ensure that they meet the stakeholder needs and expectation. One of the possible risks that related to the system analysis. The probability of encountering estimation risk is significant. The effect of estimation risks are possible, but it will affect in uncertainties in project scope, delay in the schedule, budget overrun, and the potential compromise in the system quality. But there are two strategies to overcome. First, system analysts will use a variety of tools and estimating methods such as sonology, parametric, and expert judgment to improve the accuracy and reliability of the estimate. It is because it is rely on the assumption and historical data. Next is establishing a clear and agreed open system scope by providing a solid foundation for the project planning. The system analyst shall guarantee that the system fulfills quality requirement and expectation by preparing this method in advance and reducing estimation risk.
Next, we are going to look into the new API that's suitable for MBK's official portal.
Next is a new API for the Majlis Bandaraya Kuantan official portal. First is a Google Maps. Google Maps is one of the public API. It can be accessed by anyone who wants to use Google's mapping services in their application. Other than that, you can use to enhance the MBK system functionality by providing location-based features. For example, users of MBK's online website can navigate location to the main offices of the Majlis Bandaraya Kuantan. Other than that is a PayPal. PayPal also a public API. You can access and interact with the PayPal's payment processing service in your application. Other than that, it enhances your system functionality by enabling online transaction. For example, MBK's online website can use PayPal to make a payment such as for the vehicle compound or the payment assessment tax rather than using FPX.
Next, we will look into the user testing that will be used in this case study about MBK's online portal. For MBK's official portal system, there are three types of user testing that will be conducted in this case study. The first one is alpha testing, the second one is beta testing, and lastly, the user acceptance testing. In alpha testing, users of the software work with the development team to test the software at the developer side. For example, the client will sit together with the development team to conduct a software testing in the MBK office in Kuantan. Any errors or bugs occurred while performing the software testing will be raised and give feedback to the development team for further improvement action. In beta testing, a temporary version of the system will be released and made available to users to allow them to experiment with the system. This testing will be conducted in a meeting between a few residents as users together with the development team at MBK's office in Kuantan. The feedback of this experiment will be given by the resident if there are any problems or errors arise while using the system. Lastly, for user acceptance system, the customer will test a system to decide whether it is ready to be accepted from the system developers and deployed in the customer environment. If customer feels satisfied with system, which means system meets all the requirement and expected function, our MBK's official development team will officially publish the system on the browser. That being said, to do that, the development team will purchase a domain server to release the system or to publish the system on the web browser to make available for everyone. Lastly, we will look into the cost maintenance factors that influence the software post development for MBK official portal. Based on the role of project manager, team stability is the most related factor for the maintenance cost. This is because maintenance costs can be reduced if the same development team keeps the same team members or staff that participate in the software development process. For example, based on the case study, MBK City Council should be considering hiring the similar development team for the MBK's online service portal rather than hiring a new entities to maintain the system after being used for a long time. This is because the MBK's development team has more experience and knowledge about the system. So, if the new team is hired, the maintenance cost will increase because the new development team do not have the insight to the system. They must study the system first before executing the system maintenance. Moreover, there might be a higher probability of error or system corrupts occurring due to lack of knowledge about the system from the new development team.
So next cost maintenance factor as a programmer is program age and structure. For the programming age, it caters specialized or library, undocumented code, and plan decision contradictory with current advance such as older code bases can be like labyrinthine, making it difficult to pinpoint and fix bug efficiently. Labyrinthine is a path in which it is difficult to find one's way.
As a system designer, the maintenance cost factors that are related to my role are staff skill. A system designer also needs to consider the current trend web interface design when creating a user-friendly web interface using the latest framework technologies. So, Majlis Bandaraya Kuantan development team needs a staff with more experience and knowledge in a framework and website interface designing. To reduce the maintenance costs, the development team members should consist of people who are experienced and more expert on creating a web design interface. And cost is contractual responsibility. This factor relates to the system analyst who is responsibility for designing and documenting the system requirement, specification, and design. It is difficult to modify and adapt or upgrade when new requirements emerge or when the environment changes. For example, according to the MBK website, Majlis Bandaraya Kuantan is a local council in Malaysia that provides various online services to its customer and resident. It will cause a problem when MBK needs to make a changes or improvement to the software system in response to changing needs or expectation of its user. Therefore, MBK should have a clear or detailed contract with the vendor to each of its role.
That's all from us, MBK's group presentation. Thanks for watching.